Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wise Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Teresa Giudice addresses daughter Gia's pregnancy rumors. Reality stars are no strangers to rumors, but there are times when they have to respond to the gossip. Teresa Giudice, best known for appearing on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, recently saw her daughter Gia become the subject of such a rumor online. The reality star, however, has since discussed the story on her podcast. Rumors have circulated around Teresa Giudice's oldest daughter Gia. Teresa Giudice first came to prominence through appearing on The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Since then, she has appeared in a variety of reality shows, such as the spin-off The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. She has also notably served as a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice and Dancing with the Stars. In addition, Giudice has also become the host of her own podcast series, Turning the Tables with Teresa Giudice. On a recent episode, the star recently used this platform to address a rumor concerning her family. Recently, Giudice's 23-year-old daughter Gia was the subject of speculation that she was expecting her first child. The reality star discussed this rumor during the December 18th episode of her podcast. As noted by Meow, Gia is the oldest of Teresa's 4 daughters, having grown up in the spotlight since The Real Housewives of New Jersey's premiere in 2009. Gia recently graduated from Rutgers University. Having studied criminal justice, she is currently working with immigration attorney Kathleen Martinez. Kim DePaula also shared her thoughts on the podcast. On the podcast, Giudice shared, "I'm laughing. This is where I think they got it from." She then discussed a recent Instagram post Gia shared about a family trip to Las Vegas. On Gia's post, the caption read, "These are the photos I'm gonna show my kids one day." Teresa then attempted to explain the context of the caption. As she shared, Gia posted a picture of her and her boyfriend, Cristin, and then one of me and her. "We were in Vegas. We were celebrating my stepson's 21st birthday, and I think she made a comment like her caption was, 'These are the photos I'm gonna show my kids one day.' That's it. I haven't even talked to her. I did hear that, but I just brushed it under the rug. People take things out of context." Kim DePaula, also known as Kim D, was also notably a guest on the podcast. As she noted, "You really have to think where the rumor comes from. I mean, they can pick something up from like nothing." She then added, "It's all over the internet." I go, "No, she's not." The rumor mill went into overdrive when photos of Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice's oldest daughter, Gia Giudice, surfaced on social media with what some fans claimed was a suspiciously rounded belly. The 23-year-old, known for her stylish Instagram posts and recent law school ambitions, was quickly at the center of pregnancy speculation. And as usual, the internet did what it does best, spiral. But now, Teresa Giudice herself is putting the whispers to rest, and in true table-flipping fashion, she's doing it with unapologetic fire. The photos that sparked the storm. It all started with a family brunch photo shared by Gia on her Instagram. Posing with her sisters and boyfriend Cristin Carmichael, Gia wore a fitted ivory dress under a blazer. It hugged her midsection, and that's all it took. Is Gia pregnant? One fan asked bluntly in the comments. Another chimed in, "Teresa about to be nana." Within hours, gossip accounts and Bravo fan pages were flooded with speculation. Some were joyful at the idea, others skeptical, and a few criticized the culture of obsessing over women's bodies, especially those of young women. Gia, for her part, stayed silent. But Mama Teresa, not so much. Teresa breaks her silence. Just days after the rumors gained traction, Teresa Giudice took to her own social media and later gave an exclusive statement to Us Weekly. "Let me just say this once," she began, her tone both protective and firm. "Gia is not pregnant. She's a 23-year-old woman who's working hard, studying, and living her best life. Not everything is about babies." The RHLNJ star continued, We went out for a beautiful family brunch, and she wore a tight dress. God forbid she eats some pancakes and people start making things up. She ended her post with a not-so-subtle reminder. Women's bodies change, fluctuate, and guess what? That's normal. Mind your business. Teresa's statement was met with a flood of support from fans, fellow housewives, and moms alike. Dolores Catania commented, "You tell him Gia is thriving." Even Margaret Joseph gave the thumbs up on Twitter, saying, "The speculation is ridiculous. Gia has a bright future, and that should be the headline." While Teresa fiercely defended her daughter, sources close to Gia shared some insight into what's really going on in her life. And spoiler alert, it's not diapers and bottles. Gia, who graduated from Rutgers University with a degree in criminal justice, is now preparing for law school. Her dream? Becoming an immigration lawyer, inspired by her father Giudice's legal battle and eventual deportation to Italy. She's got big plans. A friend of the family told Page 6. Gia wants to make a difference. She's using what her family went through as fuel to help other families. That's her focus, not starting one of her own just yet. That same friend added, she's very in love with Cristin, yes, but they're both still young and figuring life out. People need to let them enjoy that without rushing them into parenthood. The toll of internet scrutiny. Though Gia hasn't directly addressed the pregnancy rumors, she did post a cryptic message to her Instagram stories not long after Teresa's statement. It read, "Normalize not commenting on women's bodies. We're not here for your entertainment." The post was shared widely, sparking renewed conversations about the way the internet scrutinizes women, especially daughters of celebrities. Bravo fans also pointed out how often Gia, despite being one of the more private housewives' kids, is dragged into the spotlight. She's not even a cast member, and yet every move she makes is dissected. One fan wrote on Reddit, "Let her live." Teresa reflects as a mom. In a follow-up appearance on her Nemes B. Dollarchis podcast, Teresa opened up emotionally about how protective she feels toward her daughters. "I've raised 4 strong, beautiful girls," Teresa said. "Gia's my first baby, and she's grown into this incredible woman. It's hard seeing people make things up about her. She's always been focused. She's always had goals." She added, "I don't want people to reduce her to rumors or assume her worth is tied to being a wife or a mom. If and when she decides to have a family, it'll be on her terms." Cristin's role in the rumors. Cristin Carmichael, Gia's longtime boyfriend, has also remained quiet on the rumors, but sources say he's been a calming force behind the scenes. He's very supportive, a source close to the family shared. He hates seeing Gia upset by stuff online, but he reminds her to stay grounded and not let it affect her path. And for those wondering if an engagement is on the horizon, not so fast. "They're happy, they're steady," the insider explained, "but they're not rushing anything. They're building something real and taking their time." Looking ahead, with law school applications looming and a new season of RHONJ in the works, the spotlight on Gia isn't fading anytime soon. But if Teresa Giudice has her way, people will focus less on her daughter's stomach and more on her stunning achievements. "We need to lift young women up," Teresa urged at the end of her podcast episode, "not tear them down because they wore a bodycon dress and had a big lunch." As for Gia, she's moving forward, head held high, ambition intact, and surrounded by the love of her family.